I remember the exact moment the invitation arrived. Elegant, cream-colored with gold embossing. It was her sister's wedding. I should have been happy, but I knew this wasn't going to be simple. My family had never accepted her, not because of anything she did, but because she came from a different background, a different culture, one they didn't understand. And now I had to decide, show up and support her or honor the silence my family demanded. That night, dinner at home was cold, both the food and the mood. My mother pushed the envelope aside. My father didn't even glance at it. "You know what this means if you go," he said. I stayed silent, but inside, I was already at war. My heart belonged to someone they refused to acknowledge. And now, I was caught in a battle I never chose. She never pressured me, never once asked me to pick her over my family, but I could see it in her eyes, the hope and the fear. "It's okay if you don't come," she whispered one night, "but it'll say everything if you don't." I sat in that silence, knowing she was right. My presence wasn't just about a wedding. It was about taking a stand. We met 3 years ago in the most unexpected way at a volunteer event neither of us wanted to attend. I remember how we argued over which playlist to use for setting up the chairs. She was stubborn, quick-witted, and didn't let me win. That night, we laughed more than we worked. That laughter never left our relationship. It became our comfort language. And now, silence was replacing it. The night before the wedding, my sister knocked on my door. She said nothing, just left a note. "Blood is forever. Think carefully." As if love was temporary, as if feelings could be canceled. I stared at that note for hours, wondering if going to the wedding would mean losing my family, or if staying home would mean losing her forever. I tried to sleep that night, but my mind kept playing every possible outcome like a film reel on loop. Would my cousins whisper about me? Would my parents disown me? Would she forgive me if I stayed away? At 3 a.m., I got up and packed a small overnight bag, just in case. I drove in silence the next morning. Every mile felt heavier. The road forked just outside town. One led to the wedding venue, the other back to my parents' house. My hands trembled at the wheel. And then, I turned right. Toward the venue. Toward her. I had made my choice, or so I thought. Halfway through the drive, my phone buzzed. It was my mother. "If you go, don't come back." The words hit harder than I thought they would. I pulled over. For 5 whole minutes, I stared at the screen. I felt the weight of everything: loyalty, love, identity. Could I really walk away from the people who raised me, for the woman who saw me completely? When I arrived, the ceremony had already started, but she turned and her eyes found mine. I'll never forget the way she smiled. Shaky, tear-filled, but full of love. I sat in the back, unnoticed by most, but to her, I had already walked down the aisle. I was there. I had chosen. And in that moment, everything felt right, even if it wasn't perfect. After the vows, I stepped outside for air. That's when I saw him, my father, standing beside my car, hands in his pockets. "You really came," he said quietly. "So I did too." I stared, stunned. No one told me he'd come. He looked tired, but there was no anger in his eyes, just understanding. Then he handed me a small box. Inside, a pocket watch, my grandfather's. "He gave this to me when I chose your mother, against his wishes." That's when I realized sometimes love repeats itself, sometimes history bends. Later that night, she and I sat under the stars. She held my hand without saying anything. Her younger cousins ran around with sparklers, and her grandmother hummed a tune by the bonfire. There was laughter, food, music, but most importantly, there was peace. That night, as we danced barefoot on the grass, she whispered, "You didn't just choose me, you chose us, and I'll never forget that." And I knew then, this wasn't the end of anything. It was the beginning.